This is National Air Flight 102, a Boeing 747 freighter carrying military cargo out of Afghanistan. 10 seconds after takeoff, it was gone. You've seen this clip before, passed around online. No context, no sound, just disbelief. But this isn't clickbait. It's one of the clearest recordings of a fatal crash ever captured. And the story behind it is far worse than the footage. This is what really happened, and why it never should have. April 29th, 2013, Bagram Airfield. Ringed by mountains, thick with noise and heat. A short hop to Dubai. Simple mission, no warnings, no bad weather. Just routine. 5 armoured trucks inside, each weighing as much as a city bus. On that day, the tie-down chains were tired, stretched, and already losing the fight. The crew had no idea they were about to fly a jet that couldn't survive its own cargo. Runway 30. National Air 102 lines up for departure. A fully loaded 747, one of the heaviest aircraft to leave this airfield. The engines spool up, each one shaking the desert air. They've waited more than an hour for clearance. Throttles advance, but somewhere, deep in the airframe, pressure begins to build. The crew sound relaxed. They've done this countless times before. From the outside, everything looks and feels exactly as it should. On the main deck, 5 armoured vehicles are strapped in. Massive, mine-resistant trucks, each weighing over 30 tons. They're chained and crossed, locked down to heavy steel rings on the floor. It looks solid, but behind the calm surface, tension crawls through the structure. Minor shifts pulse through the restraints, nothing anyone up front could see. But the forces holding it all together are already in motion. Rotation speed is reached. The 747 lifts cleanly off the runway, climbing into the haze. A perfect start to a normal flight. Until the tension breaks with a sound no one can hear. A single restraint, letting go. A 30-ton vehicle moves just a few inches, and the center of gravity slips past the point of recovery. In that instant, the aircraft's balance and its control are both lost. The nose keeps rising. They push forward. Nothing happens. The balance has shifted. Gravity takes command. They sense it before the instruments do. Something's wrong. The 747 isn't climbing, it's pivoting, and every correction makes it worse. Inside the cargo hold, motion turns into force, a slow slide with instant consequences. Chains snap, hydraulics tear open, the tail stops responding, the jet won't listen. The jet rolls once, then again, struggling against dead air. For a brief moment, it hangs there, weightless. Then gravity takes it back. From the ground, it's beyond belief. A 747 falling flat, silent, impossible. You don't even breathe. And then it's over.
Today, officials identified 7 Americans killed.
The footage spreads online within hours. Everyone assumes the worst. The plane's been shot down. But investigators find no missile, no fire trail, no enemy. Only wreckage. Among the debris, one clue stands out. The tail. The structure's intact, but the flight recorders inside it are dead. Both stopped 3 seconds after takeoff, the exact moment the aircraft rotated. The footage that shocked the world becomes the first real clue. Investigators study it frame by frame. The climb is far too steep, the pitch unnatural. To them, it doesn't look like a system failure. It looks like weight shifting aft. At the rear of the aircraft, the truth is written in metal. The aft pressure bulkhead torn apart by a 30-ton armoured vehicle as it broke loose. A gash ripped through the rear fuselage, hydraulic lines severed, and the stabiliser jack screw, the part that holds pitch steady, sheared in two. With the tail free-floating, every push forward only sent the nose higher, turning the aircraft's own controls against it. The loadmaster followed procedure, but the procedure was wrong. The manual said each strap could hold 5,000 pounds. That's true, only at a perfect angle. At anything steeper, it's almost zero. The manual itself was wrong. It overestimated strap strength by ignoring the effect of angle. That manual came from National Airlines, which misunderstood Boeing's engineering data. Boeing's own calculations later showed the aircraft was secured with less than half the restraints it needed. This wasn't one human error. It was a systemic failure, built into the paperwork itself. The crew followed the rules, but the rules were flawed from the start. Seven people's fate was sealed. They died following the rules. And the rules held. Until they didn't. They failed long before the crew ever reached the runway. Their loss forced the system to change. New rules, new training, written in their memory. They were lost to a system that failed them. But from that failure came progress. Every aircraft that lifts from a runway today carries a fragment of the lesson they left behind. Each checklist refined, each procedure rewritten. A quiet tribute to those seven who never made it home. Their story ends in tragedy, but their legacy lives at 30,000 feet, etched into every flight that reaches the sky, reminding the world that progress is often paid for in lives and remembered in every safe landing that follows.